Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Nailah Alya Faizah. I'm from 1C English Department at Gunung Jati University. Today I'm going to explain you about some topics that are review novel Oliver Twist from Charles Dickens, short biography of Charles Dickens, summary of that novel, and explain about character and characteristic of the novel. So if you want to know more about the novel, watch this video. So first topic that I will explain to you is review novel Oliver Twist. For me, this novel is very good because Charles Dickens very careful in choosing characteristic of each character in this novel. Oliver's life before being adopted by Mr. Brownlow is still happening right now, as we know that many kids begging on the streets are the same as Oliver before he met Mr. Brownlow. Luckily, Oliver met good people in his life such as Mr. Brownlow, Rosemary, Mrs. Melly, and many others. And moral value that can be got from this novel is children should be protected, not traded, because they have brightened future and they are our next generation. And if children have been damaged since childhood, what will they become when they grow up, right? So I just wanna say thanks to Charles Dickens that making a novel as good as this. And the second topic that I will explain to you is short biography of the writers, that is Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens' full name is Charles John Hapham Dickens. He was born in Landport, Portsmouth, Hampshire, England on February 7, 1812 and died on June 9, 1870 in the Hills of God, Higham, Kent, England. He died at the age of 58 years old. He is a famous English novelist from the reign of Queen Victoria of Great Britain. And he married a woman named Catherine Thompson Hogarth Dickens. Both of them have 10 children, and some of Charles' famous works include Oliver Twist, Bleak House, A Christmas Carol, and The Pickwick Papers. The third topic that I will explain to you is summary of Oliver Twist novel. So Oliver was born in a workhouse. His mother died immediately after Oliver was born. He was raised by Mrs. Mann before finally being taken care of and working in a workhouse owned by Mr. Bumble. Oliver grew up in a bad environment. Many people in his environment have an evil side. For example, Mr. Bumble, then his adoptive family, namely the Sowerberry's family. When Oliver had his surroundings, he decided to go to London. His dream to live comfortably in London had to fall because in the fact he was kidnapped by a bunch of pickpockets and invited to commit crimes. One day, Oliver is taken care of by one of the victims of Faizah's crime, the person who had kidnapped Oliver. It is taken care of Mr. Brownlow for about 2 days before he was finally kidnapped again by Faizah. That is Mr. Brownlow, who has fallen in love with Oliver, searched an information about Oliver and got some information about him. It turns out that in fact Oliver is the younger brother of Monks, Faizah's friend. And finally, after Faizah and his friends going to jail and Monks ended his life, Oliver Twist is now officially adopted by Mr. Brownlow. But before Oliver lived with Mr. Brownlow, he lives with the victim robbery of Faizah and the gang, namely Rosemary, who turns out to his aunt because in the fact, Rosemary is sister of Oliver's mother, Agnes. Okay, now I will tell you about the character and characteristics some character in this novel. First, Oliver Twist. The character of Oliver Twist is innocent, quiet, and a bit timid because maybe he traumatized in his past when he was kidnapped by Faizah's gang. And then the characteristics of Oliver Twist is small, short, has a straight hair and slightly long, and has a big eyes. The second character is Monks. Characters Monks, when I reading this novel, throughout reading this novel, I did not find any character in him except evil side. And his characteristic is has slightly purple lips, he is tall and has a scary face. And the last character that I will tell you is Mr. Brownlow. Character of Mr. Brownlow is he's kind, not rush, and have a positive mind. And then the characteristic of him is tall with slightly chubby posture, wear glasses, and half of his hair is bald and already white. So that's all from me about review, short biography, summary, and character and characteristic about this novel, Oliver Twist from Charles Dickens. Thank you so much for your attention. Stay safe, stay at home, stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.